off with a quick little chant just to get some energy up in here, all right? So when I say the time is now, I want you to say, slavery is crazy. The time is now.
Slavery is crazy.
The time is now.
Slavery is crazy.
Because the time is now.
Slavery is crazy.
I mean, the time is now.
Slavery is crazy.
The time is now.
Slavery is crazy.
Thank you. So my name is Chantel Allen. I'm the co-chair of Ending Slavery in Minnesota. I'm also one of the co-founders of Black Lives Matter Twin Cities. And so this is really, really important to me. Because as Black Lives Matter, we were working on police accountability, but I felt like a gerbil in a cage. Because no matter what law or policy we got changed, there was always a loophole to still incarcerate us. Why? Because this is in the foundation of our justice system, the Constitution, that it is legal to be a slave in the state of Minnesota. And so we started this movement about a year ago. And we are here to kick it off at the Capitol. We have a bill. Hey! Slavery is crazy. So I'm going to introduce Dr. Raj. Everybody knows him for being one of our wonderful organizers in the movement. And he is going to open us up with a land acknowledgement.
Okay, y'all, put your signs down. Put your signs down. I need y'all to breathe with me, right? So this is texting, this is trauma, this is all kinds of things that are sitting in the body. So y'all close your eyes gently and take a deep breath. I'm going to read a poem by Michelle Amster, right? And this is, as you breathe in and breathe out, Michelle Amster invites us to vision justice. She says, a long, long time ago, or was it last year, or was it just yesterday, a seed, a justice tree seed was planted. Now, Michelle Amster invites us, as you breathe in and breathe out, says, how will this seed grow? How will this justice tree seed grow when the ground is poisoned with genocide, broken treaties, chattel slavery? How will it grow when this land continues to be informed by racism and practices of enslavement? How will it grow when the stories of the settlers is the sun that scorches the earth, burns our backs, drinks the land of its resources, harms black and indigenous bodies? So as you breathe in and breathe out, imagine all of the ways that we are struggling, right? And being resilient in this fight. So, and Michelle Amster says, and we know that our stories are not the same. And we know that justice is a verb and not just a verbiage. So as you breathe in and breathe out, imagine the action process that is needed. The day that you are here is the kind of actions that we are calling for. So as you breathe in and breathe out, Michelle Amster says, and we know that our work is all about the babies, taking care of the babies of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. The babies until the 7 generations. The babies we must love in ourselves as you breathe in and breathe out, in our homes, in our communities, and above all, in our streets. So as you breathe in and breathe out, imagine, right, working towards loving everybody. Let us bear witness. Let us create a safe and a brave space. Let us learn from the past to see the future. They say Sankofa. Let us keep telling the stories of the land and the labor that gave rise to this country. So imagine that labor, that land, as you breathe in and breathe out. And then, maybe then, these moments that we are together becomes the movement that will help us all thrive. Deep breath in, hold that breath, and deep breath out. And gently clap for yourself. Amazing work. And here comes our speakers. Who's our first speaker?
Right here.
Okay.
Right here, I ain't going far. I have the pleasure of introducing, he told me to call him Big Homie. But this is my brother. This is my brother in the movement. We are both Pisces, so we're both filled with love. We are a movement of love happening on the ground. This is the Executive Director of Freedom Fund, Eliza Barris. Please give it up for her.
I asked Chantel to call me little homie, so you know. Hey, I'm just trying to make my way in this big world. I was asked to come and talk on this matter of slavery being present inside of our state constitution and the federal constitution as well. And I for 12.5 cents per hour. Raise your hand. Some of you all couldn't even imagine. Well, first of all, what is the half? If we already are talking about pennies, what is the half? I actually wrote to inmate accounts when I was in prison, and I said, what is this half? And they sent me back a document this long explaining to me what the half was in 12.5 cents an hour. You see, I was sent out to work and build heart monitors, you know, when people's hearts go into arrhythmia and they need to track and monitor it. You know, we were building lockers, right? You know, for people's children to be able to securely store their supplies, all of these kind of things. And I remember, I didn't even ask to go out there. One of my homies put in a job change request for me on my behalf without my permission. So when my name showed up on the form for job change, meaning I had to go to a whole nother unit, I went to the offices and I was like, yo, no. I'm good making 50 cents an hour in education. I don't want to have to go and make 25 cents, which is 12.5 cents, because they take half inside of the industry. I'm good here. Y'all know what they said to me? What do y'all think they said? They said what? They said, too bad, and if you don't go, we'll do what? Take you to the hole. Straight to the hole. I said, wait a minute. Listen, okay, maybe y'all ain't hear me. I said to them, I said, listen, I did not put in for the job change. I'm good in education, getting my education. And they said to me, oh, maybe you didn't hear us. We don't care. Either you go and build them lockers and them heart monitors and everything else that they're doing out there, or we're going to take you to where? The hole. And take everything away from you and strip you down and force you to stay in that condition until you capitulate. That's what they told me. Those were the options I had. That's the double barrel that I was staring down. So I went. And in going, I go here. My first day, I mean, guys are getting it. And I'm like, man, I already know I don't got that kind of dexterity. I can't get it. My homie sent me at the time, because you have a quota. If you don't hit your quota too many days in a row, you're fired. And then when you're fired, you go where? To where? You're going to the hole. And so my homie Sammy saw I wasn't keeping up, right? So he gives me half of his stack. So then at the end of the day, they gather everyone, just like y'all are gathered right now. And the foreman, because that's what he's called, the foreman goes up to this platform. I got great news, everyone. All of our numbers are up for the quarter. This is a great thing, and that is a great thing. All of this greatness. And I'm waiting, because I'm already knowing he's about to give us a what? A raise. I know that's what's at the other end of this. So I'm waiting. And he's like, keep up the good word. And then all of the guys, and I'm waiting, and they start walking away, and I'm like, wait, that's it? 12.5 cents. And so I realized I could not exist in that condition. I hated it too much. I abhorred it too much. I was a thorn in their side. I stayed a thorn in their side. I challenged everything. I questioned everything. They called me to the desk. Now you have 30 days in order to ask for another job change. Well, at 35 days, it was technically too late. But they called me to the desk and they said, you ain't a good slave. They said, we tell you what, we gonna get you up out of here because you riling everybody up. you got them questioning and asking and talking about safety, and y'all want to have the kind of things that's supposed to be under your feet in order to keep your back from hurting and all. You asking too many questions, so we tell you what we're going to do for you. We know it's past the time in which a slave is supposed to go off of this plantation, but we're going to make an exception for you. I said, well, then let me go back to education. They said, yeah, you're gone. And the next day, I packed up and I was gone. There is absolutely no place, and should be absolutely no place in this nation in 2025 for us to be talking about slavery in our Constitution. It's outrageous. It's abhorrent. This stain on our nation, the blood, sweat, and tears of my ancestors. And we know why they put that in the Constitution. We know what that was all about. Then they come with black codes, talking about they're going to recapture us. And when they recapture us, they're going to send us to them plantations to be what? Slave. To be what? Slave. And that's why they put it in their Constitution. Unambiguous, unabashed, and unashamed. It has no place in this state constitution, no place in the federal constitution. It needs to be eradicated. I'm so grateful for every last single one of you who have come out today to stand up, to say no, to say it's wrong, to say end it, to stop it, to get rid of it, and eradicate it. And so thank you all.
Eli's or dares, y'all. How many historians are in the room? Only a few. I didn't want to have to tell the story, but I hope you guys know this, that when people had to pick cotton, they had to meet a certain quota every day. And if they didn't, there was a consequence. Sounds very much aligned with the story we just heard, right? So I'm going to call up the woman of the hour. It requires all of us regular people to push policy forward, but it also requires our elected officials to hear the people and then to actually write the bill and to champion that bill. And up next, I'm going to show you another great hero. I showed y'all a brave hero earlier. Here's another great brave hero. Senator Claire over-incarceration.
Thank you all so much. I, of course, end up having to follow Eliza, which is a very hard task. Thank you, brother, for fully firing us up. And I just want to start by saying today is May Day. Today is about workers. And we have come really far because workers have been fighting for centuries for all the sort of benefits that we have, but we are still fighting to this day. It is, fighting billionaires, it's fighting corporations, it's fighting this really hostile federal government, and it's also fighting this whole prison industrial complex. Because this is really about recognizing the humanity and the dignity of workers, because incarcerated workers are workers, period. And they deserve to be paid a fair wage for their work. And so I am here ready to champion this legislation for us to get it built together so that we can make sure that we are really standing true to our values, especially as a Democratic Farmer Labor Party, standing with workers, saying we are not going to let these bad actors win. We're going to do the right thing. We're going to make sure people are paid for the work. They're paid what they deserve. And we're going to end slavery in Minnesota, because how can you possibly stand for that? So that is really what this is about for me. I have been proud to be a champion for workers and for laborers and for just incarcerated folks and for the equality and dignity of life that they deserve. And so count me in to be in this fight with you all. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for being here today. And for making your voices heard at the Capitol. Your stories are so powerful, so please do reach out to your legislators and share your stories and share why we need to get this done. And then, again, count on me to work on the legislation and work on moving that forward so we can make some meaningful change. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Senator Claire, y'all. It takes a pretty brave person to bring a bill like this into the Senate at a time like this. But the time is now. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. Listen, y'all. We got to build a movement, right? So we got to make noise, right? So we got to have chants, right? The time is now. The time is now. Thank you. So up next, I'm going to introduce my brother, Antonio. He is the founder and executive director of Tone Up, which is an amazing organization representing incarcerated people and putting them in position to determine who our elected officials are. Y'all say quiet for that, but that's important. That is important. Give it up for Antonio, y'all.
Give it up for yourselves. Wow. I mean, it feels kind of crazy that we're here right now demanding that slavery be removed. I got to keep saying that to myself. But I want to thank all of y'all for being here. I want to thank Senator Claire Omer-Bavaden, Representative Cedric Frazier, and all others who are championing real legislation that has been ignored, that has been, swept under the rug for a lot of years, a lot of generations. 1 in 3 people will face incarceration at some point. Those are the facts. Like, this is what you can expect when you get out and you then try to rebuild your life and become a productive citizen of society, right? Be prepared to get talked down to. Be prepared to get less than what you're worth. And on top of that, don't fight. Accept it, because you've been conditioned to. You were someone who caused harm, committed a crime, and so slavery is okay. Today, say it again, that ain't right. Today and moving forward, we have the opportunity to change a generation, to change the trajectory of the culture of our society. We can say we're no longer responding to harm and trauma with slavery. We're not going to respond with inhumanity. We're going to take the values that we say we uphold as a society here in Minnesota, the nice state, and we're going to live them. We're going to walk them. We're going to say slavery is wrong, whether you've been convicted of a crime or not. So I want to thank everyone who has shown up today, who continues to show up, who continues to testify, who continues to gather other people to show up, because we're not going to see any changes until we pack rooms like this every day. Every day when this is up. Every day. I also want to make an offering, like I was introduced as the founder of Tone Up. We're an organization that resources justice-impacted people. We resource them with material resources, yes, but we empower them with educational and healing resources. One way to heal is to tell your story. Understand that you have a story to tell in the first place that others need to hear. So what we're going to be doing this year is collecting stories from all justice-impacted people and family members of justice-impacted people, so that you can have your voice heard and that the world can hear your voice and your objection to slavery in 2025. in our state. So if you know anyone and if you are yourself impacted, please reach out, toneup.org or 612-757-4122. We will answer the call. We want to hear your voice. Your voice is going to change this policy. Your story is going to change this legislation because it is impacted. It is my life that was impacted by slavery. And I'm still trying to heal from it. This is healing work we're doing. We're not just changing policies. We're not just talking about rewriting some language. Yeah. We're talking about taking our freedom back, taking our power back, and taking a stance and saying, no, we're not going to live in a society that claims that it is a nice.
I've seen a lot of faces I haven't seen since I was locked up. And it's good to see them because we're on the other side of the wall and we're making changes, and it's powerful to be associated with these gentlemen and ladies who were thrown away. My story, first of all, my name is Maurice L. Ward and I'm running for the 5th Ward. Thank you, I appreciate that. But just me saying that 2 years ago wasn't even possible. So I want you guys to think about what's possible as we sit in these chambers that changes people's lives. So just think about it. Today we just had the city of Minneapolis unanimously approve making justice impacted individuals a protected class, which gives us the ability now to remove some of those biases that people judged us not on the content of our character, but based on our criminal background, which is problematic. And that pushes us back into ending slavery, because a lot of these gentlemen just spoke. I've done time with them. I sat by the microwave with them. We made burritos together. We talked about being on the opposite side. And I never thought we were going to be in the position that we're in currently. I work at Anagram and folded the balloons. The con game is they make you think you have a real job. And I know a lot of people out here are thinking, why would you work for 25 cents? Why would you work for $1? I would never do anything like that. But you got to understand, they have what they call work to play. So if you don't go to work, you will be stuck in your cell. And who wants to be stuck in a cell? We don't even want to be in prison, but they give you an opportunity. It's behavior that they try to control. So of course I want to be out. So if you're going to be out, you need to be a productive part of society. You need to go work. So of course we want to work. You know, we want to contribute to our family. We want to take down some of the burdens, so we go to work. So a lot of individuals are working in prison because they want to become a better person, not because they want to make 25 cents. But you got to understand that they make 25 cents, but the DOC does not make 25 cents. The DOC actually charges regular pay. Now, where's all that money going? Because when I walked in my cell, they said they got this thing they call cost and confinement. When I walked in my cell, it looked like everybody else's cell. I wasn't getting any creeps and comforts for me working. And that's what who's getting that money? And that's the reason why they want to continue slavery. I mean, everybody sitting in this chamber, they can read the Constitution and see it exists. We've been conned and told that slavery has been removed from the Constitution, and most of us believe that until you receive your criminal conviction and you go through the process of being turned into a slave. You have no self-determination. All the money that comes in to the DOC does not belong to you. It belongs to the DOC. So you're talking about the biggest con game of them all. Because what they continue to do is convince you we should be there because we've committed a crime. But we should be there so they can continue the economic prosperity that this country was founded on, which was slavery. So I really appreciate this. This is really going to help out a lot of men and women who are currently being treated like being dehumanized. And let's end slavery. Thank you.
take too much of your time. We got two more speakers. My man Zeke with the Reenfranchise Coalition. This brother has been he's formerly incarcerated, and I've sat on many panels with this man talking about ending slavery. So I want to give him a few minutes to give that information to you.
Thank you, Chantel. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's good to be here. It's good to be here outside the walls. One thing that we're all gathered here is because we understand the language, and we use a word like slavery. We want to know why and how we can justify it, and we really can. What everybody really needs to sort of understand around the way the lived experience is in those places is that we create the entirety of the culture. That's one aspect of the entire system that we don't necessarily pay as much attention to. We somehow feel like these are these places that exist somehow. But no, we play active roles. We've built communities within these places. We've come out here and helped build our other communities. We do all of the same things that human beings in the real world have had to do and create to sustain themselves and their families and to maintain survival for the people that they care about. So now we come to you, right, as human beings that were used specifically for a couple of different purposes. As units, financial units, political units, without any of our own input in it. Now it's a different time. There's a whole bunch of us out here now trying to reinforce what it was we believed about ourselves from the beginning, that we were human beings. One thing to understand too, around the way these systems work, many of the people that have come up here have talked to you about the wage scale, right? We are talking about a wage scale that tops out at $2 an hour and starts at 12 cents. We went over that. But one element that we could point to and understand is that as inflation has changed, those wages didn't change. They have the same wage scale from 1998. Right. So at the very least, the mechanics of this particular injustice has stayed the same for a particular period of time. The truth is, people intentionally kept it this way in order to intentionally keep the policies the way they are. Nobody questions them because the things that go on inside of prisons are unknown. The truth be told is, how many of you have been in there outside of, say, a visiting room? Not very many. There is a public face to what those places are in all of our lives, and it does not coincide with the actual lived experiences in those places. To understand it at its most simplest, you're understanding that what the experience in there is the total domination of a single human being. So every human being who's living in these places is living under a certain subjugation that not only impacts them financially and politically and socially and communally. Everybody's family that lives with people that are incarcerated at this point too have to live under that same subjugation and that same scrutiny. I'm here because I have family that gave their entire lives to my experience. I did 22 years behind the walls. I lost every family member I have. Who do you think had to help support me when I made 12 cents an hour? The truth be told is they have figured out ways to reduce the costs of our experiences in those places in order to be able to maximize the amount of money that all of us are compensated for. So what that says is that every one of us has a price tag on us, and we have absolutely no say in how that money is spent.
That ain't right.
And so that's what brings us here. And I just want to say we keep supporting this. We keep pushing back on it. Yes, we are simply taking a line out of the Constitution, but on the back end of that, what this does is it sets us up and puts us in a space where you can ensure and work to promote workers' rights for folks who live in those places. People need that money in there. They need to be able to work. They need to be able to take care of themselves. Because not only have you taken those people out of a household where they would be contributing, a natural part of human development, you've taken them out of this Now you become somebody that depends on the people you were supposed to be helping support. I'll leave it at that. I want to thank everybody for making it out here. Shout out to all of our people. Love y'all.
All right, y'all. Give it up for Zeke, y'all. So I just want to real quick before our last speaker comes on, reiterate that you need to get involved with this movement. You can follow us at www.endslaverymn.org. Sign up, sign the petition, share the petition, get involved. We've got many committees. We've got a K-12 committee, a higher ed committee. We've got comms committees. We've got legislative committees. We've got marketing. Come get involved, y'all. No matter who you are, you belong in this movement because I know your moral compass is aligning you with this. So again, www.endslaverymn.org. Share it out today. Take a picture today, share it on your social media. Let everybody know that you were here. Without further ado, I have to introduce my sister. I said that about everybody, huh? I've been in this movement a long time. We build family. My sister, Dr. Nakima Levy Armstrong, who is a civil rights attorney, one of our leaders in the Black Lives Matter movement here in the Twin Cities. She is constantly changing the game and holding the line. So please give it up for Dr. Nakima Levy Armstrong, y'all.
How you guys doing out there today? I said, how you guys doing out there today? All right, that's the kind of energy that we're going to need to take on this system to end slavery in Minnesota. Because what we have to realize is that it is not a Democratic issue, it's not a Republican issue, it's a human rights issue. And we have to be willing to hold both Democrats and Republicans accountable. You guys see all the outrage that's happening right now because of the Trump administration and all the harm that they have been doing. You see that there have been protests and demonstrations here and around the country with tens of thousands of people being present. That's because people are feeling a jolt. They're feeling a sense of uncertainty. They're not sure what's going to happen next. So they're showing up. But what we have to do is to remind them that whether it's a Democrat or a Republican in the highest office of the land, or even for our state government, we still have the problem of slavery in Minnesota. And we need to show up. We need to let the people who are incarcerated know that they are not alone, that we see them. We also need to let these companies know that we see you. Often when they are contracting with Mincor Industries, they use purchase orders instead of contracts in order to hide their relationship with the Department of Corrections and Mincor Industries. They sell us their goods at high prices while paying people 12 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents, or $1. You guys know an hour, and you know when we go, it's somebody's birthday, we get those anagram balloons, right? Those balloons often have been made inside of our prisons with multi-million-dollar contracts of people working for little of nothing. People who have children to support, who have families on the outside who are making these sacrifices. And these companies are getting rich off of people who have been disenfranchised, people who have been marginalized, people who have been treated as less than human. Somebody say that ain't right. We know these companies don't care about us, so we need to start caring about us. If we find out about a company, an academic institution, or a government office that is using prison labor, we have to rise up and hold them accountable. I'm proud of this committee that's organized today. They found out that the University of Minnesota was using Mincor Industries for their labor services. And guess what? They showed up at their Board of Regents meetings and told them enough is enough. You need to cancel this contract. And because the University of Minnesota didn't want that smoke, they canceled the contract. So let's give it up for the people who are organizing. They mean business, and they need our support. They need for us to show up. They need for us to tell our friends and our family about what is going on so that we can change what is happening with our Constitution. And as you heard earlier, this didn't happen by happenstance. This didn't happen through osmosis. This happened intentionally in order to keep certain people enslaved within the walls of our criminal justice system. It is not acceptable. Slavery should have been abolished with the passage of the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Instead of the caveat that was added that allows for slavery around the country and in places like the state of Minnesota that claim to be a bastion of liberalism and progressivism and equal opportunity, then prove it, damn it. If that's what you stand for, stand on business and end the practice of slavery being allowed within our prison system and in our Constitution. All power to the people.
Give it up for Dr. Nakeem Levy Armstrong, y'all. So we are having a reception downstairs. If anybody wants to hang out there, you can hang out on the steps with your signs. We also are asking if there's people that can hang around and help us clean up. That would be awesome. Just a few things that we have to wrap up. But before I'm done, I want us to all have this collective chant together real quick. Just repeat after me. We're going to do the Assata Shakur chant. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to win. We must love and support one another. Because we have nothing to lose but our chains. I always love doing it in the Capitol because of these echoes. Right? So I want everybody to just kind of get down in your gut. See if you can get this message to the Republicans so that they understand that we're not going nowhere. The bill's not on the table this year, but guess what, y'all? We're going to be back.